Hello everyone. In this video, we will explore Argo CD and how we can use Argo CD for our Kubernetes deployment. The agenda for this video, first we will talk about understanding GitOps and how Argo CD fits in. Then I will explain step-by-step installation of Argo CD on a Kubernetes cluster. Then we will be deploying a sample guestbook application on Argo CD. After that, we will learn like a production ready microservice how we can use Argo CD for that. So we will learn best practices for how to structure your repositories, creating application manifest and configuration management. Then we will also see how to understand we will also learn auto sync process with a demo where I will explain you all the scenarios and all the common scenarios and how auto sync works. Then we will explore benefits of Argo CD versus traditional deployment methods, like we will be comparing Argo CD with Jenkins or configuration drift, rollback strategies, and multi source management. So, what is Argo CD? Argo CD is a declarative continuous delivery tool for Kubernetes. It means it is a software. With the help of this software, you can deploy your microservices on Kubernetes cluster in an effective way. It follows the GitOps flow, which means that it continuously monitor what is in your GitHub repo and sync your Kubernetes configuration. So you can say like GitOps. So GitOps flow means you can rely on Git as a single source of truth. What is commit to your master branch, the same thing is deployed to your Kubernetes cluster, always matching the desired configuration in an automated way. So for to achieve that flow, we are using Argo CD for that. In Argo CD, everything like application definitions, configurations, any environments, everything is declarative and version controlled. So it is easy to understand and auditable also, and you can see when what change was deployed and how, because everything is a track, and that's the same thing is deployed to your Kubernetes cluster also. And here it says that it follows the GitOps pattern of using Git repo as the source of truth for defining your desired application state. Now, for the deployment, right? To deploy a Kubernetes resources, you have lot of options: customize, Helm chart, JSONnet, and plain YAML configurations also. And in this demo, we will be using Helm chart to deploy your applications on the Kubernetes cluster using Argo CD. Now let's just look little bit on the architecture side. How does it looks from the architecture perspective, the Argo CD? So this is their official diagram of basically Argo CD is also a application, and when you install Argo CD, it launches or it creates a lot of Kubernetes resources. So as you can see in this diagram, it launches, it creates a pod for API server, it creates a pod for repo server, application controller. So it creates 6 to 7 pod when you install the Argo CD on your Kubernetes cluster. And so generally we don't need to get into the detail of each how does those pod is running. Like this is like getting the understanding of how Argo CD works internally, but it is good to know what all components it contains to support your Kubernetes deployment. And here they have provided all the details of their architecture, like how does it work end to end. So now we will see how to install the Argo CD on the Kubernetes cluster. Now we will start installing Argo CD on the Kubernetes cluster. In this particular demo, I will be using Minikube cluster which is running on my local machine. But you can follow this documentation and install Argo CD on any Kubernetes cluster which is hosted on EKS, GKE, anywhere else. So the requirements for that, you need to have kubectl installed on your machine, kubeconfig, so that you can authenticate with that Kubernetes cluster. The command to install the Argo CD. So you create a new namespace and then you apply these configurations. And this will create a new namespace with this name and where all your Argo CD resources will be running. And make sure that you use the same namespace, because if you are changing the namespace, then make sure that you are changing the corresponding resources also wherever this Argo CD is used. Like they have put this warning that this installation manifest include cluster role binding that refer Argo CD namespace. So make sure that if you are changing it, then make sure that you are updating all the references also. So this is where we are using directly Kubernetes configuration. Argo CD can be installed using Helm also, but in this demo we are using this Kubernetes configuration and installed it. So now I will just copy this command and go to my terminal. So I have Minikube running on my machine. So here you can see kubectl get pods, and here you can see all the pods related to the Minikube is running on my machine. Now I will just copy that command. So now this will create a namespace and it will create all the resources related to the Argo CD. So if I do now kubectl get pods -n Argo CD, so here you can see that all the resources, all the pods related to the Argo CD is created. Here you can see application controller, the notification, Redis, repo server. So the all the architecture diagram that we have seen before, that's the same, all pods are getting created. So let's just wait. All are in running state now. So now let's just go back to the documentation. So once you have done to interact with the Argo CD, if you want to, you need to install the Argo CD on your machine so that you can use the CLI commands to do anything. But for this video, I'm not installing it. I already have installed it. But if you want to use CLI commands, you can install it. And then accessing this Argo CD API servers. So if you want to access it, it is not exposed by default with an external IP. So this is the instructions for that. For now, we are not focusing on that part. In this particular example, we will be just doing the port forwarding so that we can just do the local host and access it on the browser. So my next step is just copy paste this and just run this command. So now you can see that it is running on port 8080. So now let me just go there and do this localhost 8080 and advance. So it will ask you for the first username and password. So how you get the first username and password? So for that, again, the initial password for your admin account is auto generated and it is stored, right? And then you can just run this command Argo CD and get the password. So I will just run this and get the password. So here you can see I got this password. And it says that password must only be used for first time login, and they strongly recommend that you update the password. For now, we are using it, but you can just use this command to update the password as well. So now let me just log in. The username is admin and the password is this. Click on sign in. So here is the Argo CD app, Argo CD console, and this is how it looks like. There is nothing crazy there. You can see only application tabs. That's the only thing that you need to create. Create new applications, right? That is the only thing that you have to do, nothing much there. There are settings options and there are a lot of things that you can do, but for now we are just focusing on the app. So this completes the installation of Argo CD. Now we will deploy the sample applications like the guestbook applications and see how does it work. So now let's just go there. And again, this is an optional. This is required when you are deploying to an external cluster. So like your Argo CD is in different cluster or your application is in different cluster, but for now we are just using the same minikube cluster to host Argo CD and to host our services or applications also. So now we will create an application from a Git repo. So here you can see that this is the repo that we will be using. So let me just go there. And this is the example that we will be using. And here you can see all the Helm chart configurations, right? This is all your Helm chart configuration. And this is your values file to use the image and all those things. So here you can see image tag and all those details related to your Helm chart. So we will be and then deploying it and see how does it look like. So now to create that applications, again you can use the CLI also, or you can use this console also. So for this example, we will be using the console. So just create a new app. You will put the name of your application. So I will just put guestbook, project name. So this is the default. So these are the project names that Argo CD is creating. So this is the default one. So you can create multiple projects in your Argo CD if you have multiple teams or you want to separate out the applications and all those stuff. But default project is created by default and you can just use it. So we are just using that. Sync policy. So it means manual or automatic, like you want to automatically sync your application as soon as there is update in Git, or you want to do it manual. So for now we'll just do it manual because we anyways cannot do anything on this particular repo because we don't have access. So we'll just go do manual, and there are a lot of options there. I'm not going details into what each option is, but that is how it is. And then you will put the repo. So this is the repo. Let me just copy this. And now just put it there. And then you provide the revision. So head means it's the main branch, master branch, or otherwise you can select the branches and tags also. And then you have the path. So basically what path we have. So here you can see in this particular repo, we wanted to go with this Helm guest book. So let's just click on this Helm guest book and the destination URL. So this is default. So if your Argo CD and your application is hosted on the same Kubernetes cluster, the cluster URL is same. The namespace, you can provide any namespace wherever you want to deploy your applications. So I'm just going with the default for now. So here we have provided the default cluster, the namespace default and the Helm. So here you can see it is automatically getting me the values file that is present here. So you'll just select one of them and you can customize any values and then just click on create. So when you will click on create, it will try to sync it and it will try to deploy it. So we will just click on sync because there is nothing is enabled right now. So you have to click on sync, and as soon as you synchronize, it will try to synchronize with your GitHub repo. So and here you can see sync okay, and it is doing this deployment here. And even if I show you here the kube get pods -a, so here you can see guest book, this particular application is running here now. Very simple, right? We have deployed the sample applications and it is successful. And this is how you create a project. And if I take an example, it is like a Jenkins projects where you set up a projects, provide all the configurations and it runs. So this is how it looks like. Here you can see history and you can do the rollback, and then sync status you can check, sync healthy, everything you will see it here. And details, and in the parameters, you are providing cluster in cluster, it means which repo URL, target revision, all the details you will get it. And this manifest, if you want to run it using code, you can just use this manifest and just run like kubectl apply this YAML file. That should be it. So this is how you deploy any sample applications. It looks good. We cannot do more testing there, how the auto sync works and all those stuff, because we don't have any access to do any changes in this particular thing. Now we will learn how to deploy your actual microservices on dev environment using Argo CD. How does that flow look like from CI process and CD process perspective? So generally for your microservice, you will have a source repo where you will push your code, your Java code, and developer will push any changes there. CI build runs. That would be your CI process, right? Generally in GitOps flow, your CI and CD process are decoupled. There is no relation directly between CI and CD. So when you run your CI process, you need to notify or trigger anything that starts the CD process. How that CD process will run. So whenever your CI build is running, you are pushing your image tag or your image version like GitHub SHA. If you are using for your image, you just use that to the deployment repositories for your CD process, because there is no direct relation between CI and CD. So some kind of notification is required so that your CD process which stays here will start running your deployment. So now let's talk about the CD process, like continuous delivery process. How does that look like here? So for CD process, first you need a deployment repositories. So this is also considered as a best practice, that when you are using the GitOps flow or using Argo CD, your source repo and your deployment repo should be in the different repositories altogether, so that it makes your process smooth and you can always track changes, what is deployed at what time. And if you want to just trigger deployment job also, then also you have an option, right? Because you just want to change the replicas from 1 to 2, you really don't need a CI process for that, you just need a CD. So you can handle that also. So this would be your deployment repo that we are going to create. What it will consider, that what it will have. So it will store all your Helm values for all environments. So suppose I have one microservice, so it is deployed to dev, test, prod, and generally you have the values file different for your environments. So you will create a repo, put the environment folders and create the values file that your Argo CD is going to use. So that is your deployment repo. The Helm repo. Why I have included that here? Because we are deploying using Helm chart. So you cannot put your Helm configurations in deployment repos, because then you have to push it for all your microservices, right? If you have 20 microservices, the same code you are going to put it at so many places. So for that reason, people generally create their custom Helm chart repositories and they configured as GitHub pages that you can just use it as a Helm chart, like you use the public Helm chart, like you use the GitHub URL and provide the chart version. That's it, nothing else you need to do. So that is where we will configure the Helm repo. I will show you in this demo that I have already this Helm repo and we are using it. So that is what we have, two repo. We need these two things for the CD process using Argo CD. So the next part is Argo CD application. So in the previous part we have seen that you go to Argo console and you create an application. So same way you have to create application for all your microservices. I've put will be created per environment across all microservices. So you need to create that Argo CD application. So in the previous part we have created it manually. We'll just go to the console and create it. But in this demo we will be using the manifest to create that. It would be a one time activity, but if you have 100 microservices, you cannot do that 100 times manually. You need a code for that, right? So we will be using the code to create the Argo CD application also. Now the question is where this configuration should be present in the GitHub repo. So you can create a different repositories altogether to create Argo CD application, or you can use this deployment repo also and create a separate folder called Argo CD apps and put all your configurations, right? Microservices, dev.yaml file, like that. So it's up to you. And then here I have put the multiple sources. So when we will be creating the Argo CD application, there would be a two sources, right? In the previous part we have seen we have just one Git repo, because in that we have the Helm chart and the values file stays in the same repo. But with the newer version of Argo CD, they have introduced the multiple sources part so that you can use it. Previously it was a big challenge because you are putting everything into one repo only. So now they support multiple sources. So this is the multiple sources, and then it is configured to use deployment repo and the Helm repo both. But which value file it will use to get triggered? It is your deployment repo values file. If you change anything in Helm repo, nothing will happen to your application. And then the last part is your application will be deployed to Kubernetes cluster. So this is the simple architecture to deploy any application on dev environment. I have not talked about the release process yet. It's just a dev environment. So now we will do the demo and see how does it look like, and then we will also talk about the challenges and the comparison between the traditional way of using Jenkins and Terraform and now using this Argo CD. What are the benefits, what are the pros and cons? So now let's start the next part, which is, first we will start with the CD process. Because CI process, we will see we already have the image that we can just use it. So we have to create first application, right? I mean, the first part is you have to create an Argo CD application to start with. So we will start with that process. So first we need to create a repository. So let's just create this deployment repositories and start with that. So now first we'll talk about our deployment repo. So I have created this deploy Argo CD app, and under that, so this is the repo that we are using it for our deployment, for our CD process. Okay, so here we have created this folder called deploy, and under that you will create multiple folders for all your environment. So right now I just have dev, and you can have test prod because the values file will be different. And if you have multiple microservices, that would be ideally the case, then you can create more folders, right? Deploy and then microservice A, microservice B, and then inside that you can have environment level folders. So this is the dev and this is the values.yaml file. This is the simple uh, values file to deploy any Helm chart, and this is the values that we are using for that. And here you can see I'm using this repo tag, I am using the service, all the details you can find it, and it is very simple. So this is your Helm chart values, and uh, the service that I am deploying, it's a Java Spring Boot application. So here you will store all your Helm related values file and for all environments. So this is your deploy folder. And then you have this Argo apps. So you can use this repo to maintain that also, or you can create a different repo also, because it's a one time activity. You need to create projects over there, like new apps there. So for that, I don't want to create it manually and use the code for that. So that code I am storing it here. And this is again for your dev environments. I am creating this dev.yaml file. So now I have my hello service code that I will show you, but it's a simple Java Spring Boot application that I need to deploy it. And for that, I am using the Helm chart, which is published here. Like I have created this custom Helm chart. So you can have any Helm chart, you can use the public Helm chart, or if your application needs custom Helm chart, so you will publish it using GitHub pages like this. If you want to understand how to deploy Helm charts using GitHub pages, you can follow my this video. I will put it in the description link for for the custom Helm chart. But this is where it is deployed. I can refer it. So now in this dev.yaml file, I need to create a Argo application. So that is this app API version, Argo project, metadata you provided, spec project. So that this default, it's like when you create an Argo CD, when you install Argo CD, there is a default project that's created with the name default. So you can have multiple projects, like you can set it up based on the teams, based on the environments, but for now I'm using the default. And then destination, so this is the default destination if your Argo CD and your microservice is deployed on the same Kubernetes cluster. So in my case it is the same Minikube cluster, so I'm just using this one. But if you have a different cluster, there is a different process and you have to provide different details for that. And the namespace is default. Sync policy, so what does that mean? It will auto sync. We will see how does it look like in the demo, but we have put it like sync is on, auto sync. So as soon as I push anything, it will auto sync, and we will see how does that work. And then the sources. So this is like the multi sources that I was talking about previously. With before Argo CD 2.6 version, they were not providing the support for multiple sources, so you have to have one repo only, but now they do support that. And so what is this manifest? So this is so that your deploy files that you have here, the values file, that would be your manifest file, right? Actual Kubernetes configuration that you want to deploy. And this is the application. So when do you want to run that auto sync, right? When you create this application, you need to provide any values file. Like whenever there is a changes in this manifest file, your sync job should run. Auto sync or even manual sync should point to some values file, and that value file will be this values.yaml file under dev folder. And so here you are providing your source, target revision, we are using the main branch, and the ref you said values, and that is what you are using it here. And this is your Helm chart, because you are deploying a Spring Boot application on Kubernetes cluster, and we are using Helm chart. So you are using this Helm chart. So when you do this, you provide the values file, like which values file to use when you are using any chart. So we are providing that use this values file, and this values, it refer to this repo. So it means whenever there are changes in this particular file, then your auto sync will run. Okay. So now first part, what we have to do, we need to create this application. So let's just create this application first. This is very simple. You will just go there, and I will just go to Argo apps, and apply hyphen f, and what is the file name, dev. So you can see it is created, and now let's just go there. So now we will see that this project is created successfully and healthy. And if I open this, you can see that it has deployed this. And if I open this one, you will show that this is the version that it has deployed successfully. And you can see sync status, sync, and the last sync okay. Last sync is the main thing, that it is deployed, like what is deployed, because sometimes you will see the difference in these two GitHub SHA that we will see right now. But sync status means it is just checking that it is sync with your GitHub repo or not, and the last sync means it has synced or not, actually or not. So we will see all those differences. And now if I show the sync status, this is how it looks like. And now we have this auto sync is enabled, and you can see that this pod is deployed now. So our service is deployed now. Now the next part is, let's just do any changes. So let me just go there and change this values file directly. Okay, I'm just putting any comment there. Click commit and this. So generally the interval of Argo CD to pull something from Git is 3 minutes. So you won't see anything until you will see within 2 to 3 minutes. It depends. After 3 minutes, you should be able to see the new GitHub SHA, which is 9D0, but it did not sync. Because why it did not sync? Because it did not find any differences, because there was no changes, right? So now what we will do, we will just change this tag to the new one. So let me just edit this file, and I will just get the new tag from my old jobs. So just bear with me, and this is the new tag that I can just use it. So now I will change this tag to this, and now we will see what happened. Okay, so in normal scenarios, this is what you have to change. Every build, when CI is running, CI has to update this tag in an automated way, and as soon as that process update this tag, this sync job will start running. So we will now see in next 3 minutes what will happen. So now you can see that it has synced, and we'll just verify this is the last commit, and it synced to this one. And if I click on history, you will be able to see all the deployment that happens. So now it confirmed that whenever you update this values file, and if it finds any differences, then only your auto sync will run. That means if you change any other files in this particular repo, it will not do any kind of auto sync, because it won't find any differences. The next major or the good part is, sometimes you don't want to enable the auto sync. So let me just go there and disable the auto sync. What I wanted to show, that if you disable the auto sync, but somehow you have updated this file, I mean this file got updated, then you should able to see that it is going out of sync. So it is still fetching details from the GitHub repo and providing you the data. It is not just doing the auto sync part, but it will show you that your application is out of sync with the Git. So let's just check that. I will just use this image and added this file now. So now we have the auto sync disable, and we have updated this. So we will see what happened. So here it's always says sync status synced because it is the latest commit on that GitHub repo. Now after 3 minutes, when it will again check, it will find that that was not synced, and it will find the difference also. So it will show you here auto out of sync. So we will see that shortly. So now you can see that it goes out of sync because the latest commit is this, but the sync is this, and it shows the diff. And here you can see what is the difference. So it shows that there is a difference, but it did not deployed. So that is the good part. So basically, whenever you open this Argo console, you should be able to see the details of your applications for all environments, whether they are sync or whether they are not sync. So here you can see it is showing you as an out of sync. That is the good part. And you can do the manual sync. You can just click on synchronize, and it will just do the sync. And here you can see it is doing the deployment. And here you will see the GitHub SHA also has changed. So always remember that sync status is just comparing what is in Git. It doesn't mean that it has deployed that change. When it says last sync, it says that yes, it has deployed this particular GitHub SHA. So I think the CD part is very clear, right? So now the only part is your CI process, whatever it is, wherever your code is, you need to update this tag in an automated way. So if you are using GitHub Actions, using Jenkins, anything, you just have to call some GitHub CLI and update these files. You can create the PR if you are very restrictive, like if it is going to dev environment, you want to have a PR review before it gets deployed, you can create the PR. If it is fine to merge to main, you can just merge it to main directly using your GitHub credentials and everything, and using the script. And as soon as it finds any changes, it will do the auto sync. And now the benefit of using this approach, if I have to update anything in my Helm values, like currently replica is 1, I want to have 5, I can just do it there because there are no changes in the image. So I don't need to worry about that part. It will just get do the deployment part, and there is no need to do the CI part. So that is where you have a CI and the CD part are not tightly coupled to each other. Now they are separate entity and running it separately. The only thing which is important, your CI process has to notify your CD process somehow whenever there is a build. So that is what that is how it is running. So now if I have to do the comparison between traditional way of deploying it on the Kubernetes cluster versus Argo CD, I just wanted to highlight something. So this is my EKS Hello service, which is using GitHub Actions and Terraform to do the Helm deployment. Here CI and CD is tightly coupled. You can you can have a CD process separate, but generally this is how it is, where your CI and CD is tightly coupled. And your GitHub workflow, it is doing the CI, and as soon as the CI is complete, it do the CD also. So we generally don't need any kind of triggering part. It automatically do the deployment. But with this approach, because we are using Terraform, we did the deployment. If somebody has changed something on the Kubernetes cluster, we will never know about those things. So the configuration drift and the changes, you will never ever notice that until next time this Terraform runs. And that's where you will see some differences. So that is the major advantage of using Argo CD, because as soon as you go to this particular UI, you will come to know whether it is properly synced or not. So that is the main part, and that is a major advantage also. And with Terraform, here you can see to communicate with the Kubernetes cluster, I am using all the tokens, host, cluster certificates, everything you need to communicate to your Kubernetes cluster. But in this process, because your Argo CD is deployed on the same Kubernetes cluster, there is no need to provide any more token to communicate with the Kubernetes cluster. And when your Argo CD, your continuous delivery, is running on the same Kubernetes cluster, so it is little bit fast also, because there is no latency. Everything is just running on the same network, even same, you never know where it is running, same Kubernetes cluster. So it is little bit fast also. Your deployment is fast. The next advantage, that is the biggest one, is the rollback. So if you ever have to roll back, it is very easy compared to do it in the traditional way. So here the rollback is, so right now you can see everything is synced and you are seeing the same git sha. And you remember auto sync is, let's just enable the auto sync so that we'll see what happen. Because if the auto sync is enabled and if you do the rollback, auto sync will again run and it will again match with the git current state. So now we will see what happened. So now I click on the rollback and I will just roll back to this version. Click on rollback. Click OK. You see it becomes out of sync as soon as you click on rollback, and it automatically disable the auto sync. So it allows you to do the rollback with just one click. And then yes, you have to fix your git repo if you are reverting the changes there, and once that is fixed, then you can again come here and do the enable the auto sync. So this Argo CD provides you the easy rollback also without creating any new process. You can just click on rollback and this process will show you also that yes, you did the rollback to this version, but you are out of sync because there are changes also, and it all automatically disable the auto sync. So the rollback is a good feature as well.